Hi there, with this video I'm going to introduce the software Tinn-R, which is a text editor that can be interfaced with R. In my opinion, it's one of the most powerful text editors out there that can be interfaced with R. So to download it, you can go online and type Tinn-R download and follow the links. You can find it on sourceforge.net and you follow the instructions to install it. It's free, it's an open source software, so you can install it everywhere. I think it's only compatible with Windows, but I might be mistaken. So when you open it, it looks like this. So the first, the central bit is the window that contains the text, the script that you want to edit. And on the left, you have a window with several navigation panels and several options. There is an R section that is quite useful with basic a list of functions, and if you click on the function it will tell you very briefly what it does, but for now I'm going to close this. And on the right you see the R term, which is basically the R software built in Tinn-R. So if you want to use R, you can simply open Tinn-R and use the R term, which does the same things. However, I'm going to close this and I'm going to show you how to interlink the software Tinn-R with the basic version of Rgui. So from R start close connections Rgui, and this will interface the text editor, the Tinn-R, with the Rgui, the basic version. And the advantage of this approach is basically that Tinn-R is a text editor, so it's quite lightweight and is very efficient therefore, and the Rgui is also quite basic, so it's quite efficient to use this combination. Also you can move around the windows as you want. You can, for example, put the R console on one screen if you have two screens and the text editor on the other one. And also you can run a script, for example, and while R is still working on that script, you can work on the editor. You can go on working with the editor. So I think this is an advantage over other packages, over other software available online. Let's open a script, an example. As you can see, is color coded. So the numbers are in blue, the text is in black, and the comments are in gray, and so on. You can change the combinations of colors if you want. There are line numbers here that make editing a lot easier, and the colors as well are a lot easier to read compared to the basic text editor of R that comes by default with R. So this text editor makes life a lot easier. You can also double click on an object, for example, and with the mouse moving it around and do these kind of things. The key feature basically of Tinn-R is that can be interfaced with R. So you can select several lines and you can use some of these buttons to do different things. Personally, I don't use very much these buttons actually. So what I'm going to show you now is how to set up hotkeys. So in R, hotkeys, and I recommend to do it. So let's remove this one for now. I'll show you how to do it. In send selection equals to true, you go up here and you do control, for example, backslash. You can choose another combination of keys that you want. Only some options are available because others are taken. And you click on add and make sure that is active. And what it will do is that by pressing control backslash, it will send all these lines into the Rgui. Another hotkey that I set up is send marked block equals to true, and I have control M in my case. So let's run it. If I select several lines, a selection, I do control backslash, and you can see it will send all these commands into the Rgui, the basic version, and it will plot. In this case there is a plot in the command, so it will produce a plot. So one of the key advantages of Tinn-R is that you can set up bookmarks. So this is extremely useful when writing codes. So with Control Shift and a number, so you can set up to 9 bookmarks. Control Shift 1, for example, here. And if I go to the bottom of the script, this is not very long, but Control Shift 2, for example the second bookmark. Now here, if I want to go back to the first one, I just have to do Ctrl+1, Ctrl+2 to go to the second, and so on. So this really makes life a lot easier when you're writing long codes and you have to go up and down in the script very often. You can remove them all, the bookmarks, by clicking on this button, for example. And what this button do is also you can create a block mark. So for example, in this case I want this section of the script from here to here, let's say. I want to create a block mark. So you can click on this button here, or use the key Ctrl+Alt+S. Okay, Ctrl+Alt+S. So in this case, what it will do, it will split the text into 3, because I have only this block mark. One is before the first one in the middle, and one after. So if I click with the mouse in this section before, and I do Ctrl+M, that was my hotkey for send marked block equals to true, it will run all these lines up to this bookmark. So Ctrl+M will run exactly all these lines from the top up to the first bookmark. If I'm here in the middle and I do again Ctrl+M, it will run only these lines in between the two bookmarks, and so on. And this is again a very useful feature to test codes if you're preparing long scripts, and is particularly useful for data analysis. Another thing that I want to show you is the selection mode, which is generally kept to normal, but you have the line option and the column option. The column option in particular it sometimes is quite useful. So let's assume that I have a vector like in this case with a column of the numbers, and I might have to change them quite regularly, but I don't want to write a script to do it, and so you want to do it manually. Then let's say I want to modify these values with these values. The selection mode by column is very helpful. In this case I can do Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V and replace them in a column. So it's quite useful sometimes to do this. The last thing I wanted to show you is this in Tools, Differences. You can compare two scripts. So you can select the first one, for example this one, and the second one. So this is very useful when you want to compare. You can click here to compare them. Different scripts that should have maybe some sections that should be the same, and so on. So in this case, for example, this section in white is exactly the same as in the two scripts. The green ones and the green lines are different, and also the blue and the pink. The blue has a plus here, so it means that the script 2 has some lines that the script 1 doesn't have, and the pink has a minus, so it means that the script 2 will not have some lines that are in the script 1. So like here, you see. And also you can choose to show only the differences, so it's a lot easier to compare and to double check. So overall it's a very powerful software, it's a very powerful editor, and is lightweight, as I said. So it's a very good combination to use, especially if you want to do heavy data analysis and a lot of codes. This Tinn-R is a very good option.